Greetings, Soulswind here, and welcome to the Let's Play of Total Annihilation. Last episode, we finished Mission 3, and now we're moving on to Mission 4. Enough is enough. What's enough? Let's see.
The ARM had established a major base on Core Prime, causing the Corps commander to speculate that the guard post ambush on Thoroughfare 405 had merely been a diversionary tactic. The Corps was now aware that the invaders had arrived through a series of galactic gates, leading directly to the Corps home world. The terminal gate would be invaluable if it could be captured intact. It would allow the Corps to begin a retaliatory attack, which could change the course of the entire war.
Mission 4.4 Core. Intel. ARM has established itself at an intolerable level on our homeworld. There is a large infestation of them centered on Prime Block 520 to 522. This may be the location of the gate by which they arrived on our world. Destroy all ARM units. Capture the ARM gate. Do so now. Okay. I'd just like to note that if you actually remove yourself from this mission, like, exit the mission, and you come back and rejoin or launch another mission, the scrolling you can see along this region, this window here, actually remembers itself. So let's say we leave this mission, okay, back to the score screen, and we press start again. Alright, let's skip the narration. Okay, you can see that just now this, never mind, let's try again. This slope is here at the corner. Let's go to the previous map, and then we go back again. It is in the corner, it doesn't restart. Oops. Yeah, so the game actually remembers this scrolling. This is kind of nice because it gives the player more sense of exploration. You get to see more scenery, more art that the developers and the designers have spent so much time working on. So it's a nice touch, I would say. I find it very heartwarming to be able to have these tiny little details being paid attention to. So yeah. Okay, shall we begin? This wind speed now will actually matter. This time around, yes, it will matter. So yeah, let's begin. Alrighty, so I'll unpause the game. Okay, so let me set up first. We've got some new units already. Anyway, while I go about setting up the early game, let me first wish everyone a happy belated Lunar New Year. I went on a 2 weeks hiatus due to the festive season, but had been actively working on content for future uploads in this series. Producing the stats page had been rather time consuming due to the inefficiencies of my approach, and the hiatus gave me some more time to work on them. So yeah, multitasking is real hard, huh? Anyway, the mission briefing tells us to capture some some gateway. So yeah, are we going somewhere? We're going somewhere. So while this metal map lasts, appreciate it. This is the last time we'll see on the core campaign. Excuse me. Hey, wait, let me just check something. Yeah, okay, it's on hard difficulty, just to be absolutely sure. Okay, you may see or notice some differences. Basically, I recorded the intro much earlier than this. This was separately recorded. So yeah, I'll have to admit to that. We already lost 2 units anyway. And yeah, we have some new units and new buildings to introduce. It's a lull period, so yeah, and this will be useful. So now let's go ahead and introduce some of those new units and buildings, shall we? The wind generator produces energy based on the wind speed of the map. Firstly, I'll share the technicals of deriving the energy produced by the wind generators. It's a little complicated, but felt fun to know. I'd like to thank TA Poosticks for the formula, and the link to the website is included in the video description. First, we find the difference between the maximum and the minimum possible wind speed on this map, thereby giving us the range of the possible wind speeds available on this map. Next, we take a randomly generated number between 0 and 2 to the power of 16 minus 1, which is 32,767, and modulus it with the range we have obtained just now. We then add the minimum wind speed on this map to the result, thereby giving us the current wind speed. Now, to find the energy produced, we take the wind speed and multiply it by 3 divided by 500. Note that the wind generator can produce at a maximum limit of 30 energy per second. For example, the maximum wind speed of this map has been observed to be 600. However, I was not able to observe the minimum wind speed, but we can derive it using the minimum energy per second produced on this map, which is 1.2 given by TA Poosticks. Working backwards, we take 1.2 multiply 500 divided by 3. This gives us 200. Since we can assume that for minimum wind speed, the random number would have to be 0, thereby we can safely assume that the remainder of this modulus is also 0, and that 200 is the minimum wind speed of this map. In-game, the random number seems to be generated in intervals of between 8 and 11 seconds, notably 8 and 11 seconds exactly. Or rather, there seems to be a change in the amount of energy produced by the wind generator at the 8 second or 11 second mark. If there are no changes, it simply meant that the randomly generated number allowed the wind speed to stay within a certain range that is fairly constant. Okay, enough of numbers. The wind generator is a slightly cheaper energy production alternative, but the energy produced fluctuates according to the random number. This makes the wind generator a less reliable energy source. Even though it is almost half of everything the solar collector is, in terms of HP, cost, personally I don't prefer using the wind energy, simply because the energy produced is generally based on luck. And my luck is really bad. The metal maker converts energy to metal. Since energy can be more easily produced, the metal maker takes 60 of those per second and converts them into 1 metal per second. It's something that we should pay attention to, as any carelessness could quickly overwhelm your economy. For example, when energy production structures are destroyed or not operating to its capacity, or any other factors that affects energy production. The 60 energy consumed by the metal maker will quickly take its toll, and when your available energy reaches 0, your metal production stops too. Why is that so? Remember, even metal extractors require energy to function. In short, the metal maker's on-off button is your friend. Keep in touch. Geothermal Powerplant produces a sizable 250 energy, but must be built on a geothermal vent. Equivalent of 12.5 solar collectors, it's an interim solution that can give your energy production a quick boost. However, its sparsity and location limitations lowers its priority to be searched for, but raises its priority to defend once found. The pulverizer is a missile tower. It is primarily used for air defenses because of its bonus DPS against air units. It is advisable, or rather my personal preference, to position at least 3 pulverizers in a triangular formation to defend resource buildings, especially outfield resource buildings. The Gat Gun, or Gat Gun. It's a heavy laser tower, and its high DPS and high accuracy makes it a common base defense feature, especially for defending narrow entrances and on land. It can easily dispatch a small raiding or invading force with ease, and at 4 times the HP of a pulverizer, the 1200 HP Gat Gun can take quite a beating and still remain standing. However, do note that every shot that the Gat Gun fires requires 75 energy, and having multiple Gat Guns firing at the same time could quickly overwhelm your energy production. The Advanced K-Bot Lab is the building with the second most health points, and can certainly take good punishment while churning out some of the tankiest units available to the core faction. As an advanced or tech level 2 factory, the Advanced K-Bot Lab provides an additional 200 capacity for both the energy and metal storage. That's in comparison to the 100 capacity provided by Tech Level 1 factories. This is our introduction to the Tech Level 2 factories and units, specifically K-Bots in this particular case. For this mission though, we can only produce the Pyro. The Pyro, an assault K-Bot that uses the flamethrower as its primary and only weapon. Its high move speed, only slower than the AK, makes it a good candidate for strike forces. Although it has a low DPS based on its reload time and its base damage, its weapon has a special burst fire mode. The flamethrower fires in a burst of 17 times, meaning it deals a base damage of 10 for 17 times, with a burst rate of 0.04 seconds between each burst. After 17 times, it then reloads for 1.2 seconds. This gives it a true DPS of about 141.67. As far as I'm aware, the Pyro is the only unit in the core campaign that has this calculation. We built Geothermal Powerplant over here. I haven't built the metal maker yet. Not that it's any use here because I have a lot of metal anyway. So, I'll just skip on that. I mean, it's available. Okay, let me just build one. And the wind energy. Yeah, it's pretty useless, I would say. You see, it's only producing 2 energy. So, at a maximum of about 3 or so, that's not very good. But, as mentioned... Oh no, actually, no, I can't prove it here. Forget it. So, what do you think of the new units? And the new buildings? Okay, actually, there's only 1 unit, but what about the buildings? Yeah, we've got a lot of units already. Let's move out, but I'll just pick up something. Okay, it's over there. Good. So this will be group 1, and yeah, okay, it'll be out and up here. Let's go look for any units. I mean enemies over there. Okay, one interesting. I'm using the word interesting very often. Anyway, I'd like to share something, and that is I like to use number 5 for my commander, control group 5. So I always remember that my commander is control group 5. I accidentally removed 1, so yeah. Okay, I've built one of each of those new defensive structures here, so you can see them in action. If the enemy actually wanders to our base, And this is on patrol, so it can repair some of these damaged units. Or structures for that matter. Okay, the briefing mentioned that we don't have to... Sorry, excuse me. The briefing mentioned that we have to capture a gateway. It did not specifically say we need to destroy all units or all enemies. So we could try that out later. Oh, we're getting attacked from there. Let's split these out first. Did I not select that? Okay, number 1. We've got 1 kill. Let's pick you out. And you got 2 kills, and you 1. So come back here, control group 4, and come back for repairs. Maybe I'll patrol this one here, so that I can make control group 4 come up here for repairs. These are control group 1, and you've got 1 kill, so you're control group 4 as well. Alternate group 4, and select this control group 4. Yeah, okay. Come here and then up here to repair. Let's patrol you here and here. So that's my designated repair area. Okay, the reason why I picked out the units with kills is because you might have noticed that the units do gain experience from the number of kills they have gotten. So a 10 kills commander is a veteran, and a veteran commander, as far as I know, or rather a veteran unit or someone with a higher experience, generally has higher DPS because of its firing rate. I did some tests previously and found that the damage didn't seem to increase, but that's because I had a 5 kill and a 0 kill unit duke it out between them. So the 5 kill unit had a faster firing speed, but other than that, damage wise, not really. So I've not done enough tests to prove that yet. Oh, that was really well camouflaged. I only saw a little red dot over there, but not the full unit, so... what's this platform here? Yep, so that's also back to the question, is back to the topic, is that I picked out those with kills to repair them, because as they gain more experience, they are better. Oops, do I have to remove this? No way. Number 2, come over and help. Number 1, retreat. You're almost gone already. Number 2, come on in. Number 3, I have a 4 kills raider. I think the difference starts to be seen or visible at 5 kills. Below that, I don't think I've seen any differences. This is the one with 5 kills, right? No. 4, 2. This is the one with 4. Let's try and get something. Oops, oops. Go back. No, no, no. Get out, get out. Okay, phew. 6 kills now, a veteran. Let's save you. No, 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 no. Ah. Yeah, that's one problem I have with RTS games, and that's being too focused on some fights or something happening at one side and totally forgetting about my macro, or rather my home base, or whatever that's called, like producing of units and all that. So that's something I really have to improve on. I hope that one gets more experience. No? No, that has got 4 kills. Five kills and is a veteran now. Leave this place. Come back here. Any more with more than 5? Okay. Another possible approach we can take with this game is that we ignore those with experience, or rather those units with experience, and we just produce so much that we overwhelm the enemy by numbers. But one thing to note would be that we need to vary our type of units so that we always can evenly match up with their units. There seems to be a gauntlet here, so... And they are producing a lot more units, so... You know what, let's go this direction. Number 2. And this one has to remove some of these things. I'll not produce AKs now because I don't need much of scouting now. One thing that is helpful for us is that if we see the flashes on the minimap, it means that something is being damaged. So similarly, if we see our units flashing on the minimap, it means that it's being damaged, even though we might not have seen it on the main screen itself because we are focused on something else. So that's a very helpful feature to know and to have. Can we go past here now? It's very much blocked up though. Okay, I've got a crasher here. Let's produce more crashers for now. And these can go. Number 2 now. It's almost unwinnable because of the wreckages. So you might have noticed then that if a unit dies or a building dies, it becomes a wreckage as mentioned before, but not only that, sometimes these wreckages actually retain their form and their shape. So, for example, this is obviously a slasher, while some of these are not so recognizable anymore. Wait, this might be a Samsung. No, it's a slasher because of this missile tube you can see here. So yeah, dead buildings and dead units can actually retain their shapes. Can we break through this blockage or this blockade right now? We need all units here. Okay, a frontal assault might not work with those units there. So maybe I can have more unit production structures and produce even more units. Alternatively, I can send my commander together with some units and break through this blockade or clear the blockade. Let me patrol this one here. Right, before I go with that, let me show something. This got 6 kills now, and this has got 0. So if I ask both of them to fire, this is 6 and this is 0. The 6 is on the left. You can see that now this is firing faster than this one. Eventually you find that this is actually firing more rapidly than this one. They're both crashes. One has got 6, one has got none. So that's with the experience points. Now more units please. Desperately need them. And come with the commander. Oh yeah, maybe that's why. The game speed is higher. I should reduce the game speed back to a manageable speed. Well, it did help with the early game, making it less of a mundane thingy to watch. So being downwind of a slope actually helps the commander stay in a relatively safe position too. It's right on the slope, so units from the top cannot fire down on it. But these meat shields better come in quickly and defend the commander. Okay, I'm gonna summon this unit to build more structures here. There's a thing I noticed previously in previous playthroughs of the game, which I'm not too certain if it's true or not. You notice the construction units just now on the enemy side. On lower difficulty playthroughs, it seems that those construction units are not available, or I might have destroyed them, but I don't recall seeing any of those. However, if I remember correctly, we've noticed at least 2, one K-bot and one construction vehicle just now on hard difficulty, so might just be an anomaly, like I didn't notice it simply because they were dead already. but that's something to think about, certainly. So let me save the game for now as M4, and I might skip ahead a little bit if the game gets a little boring. Yeah, see, there's one more construction unit here. This is like a war of attrition. Okay, now be very careful not to de-gun that building over there. That is the Galactic Gate. Destroying that means we lose the game. So be very, very careful. Okay, so attacking or damaging production structure automatically is on off, which means that the commander will not automatically attack the Galactic Gate, but friendly fire still occurs, so be very careful with your other units. My commander's almost dead. I was praying so hard actually. Now, destroying this energy storage might cause collateral damage that will result in the destruction of the Galactic Gate, so that's something that I have to watch out for actually. Better repair the cable lab. No, it's too slow. It will be destroyed because the DPS is higher than the repair rate. Look, as a wreckage, the K-pop lab still retains its general shape, so it's interesting to note. I might really lose the game if I lose the commander like this. I have no more meat shields already. And all my units are stuck down there. Produce more here quickly. Now, personally, I feel it's getting a little bit boring, so, and the video might be getting too long anyway, so probably forward the game. I mean, forward the video, you know. So you might not hear what I'm saying here actually if this is being cut away. I'll reclaim this building instead of kill it, so that it doesn't do collateral damage. After a grueling 4 hours of a war of attrition, there's finally progress. And yes, I'm gonna spare all of you all those boredom and restarting and the commander dying time and time and time again. Yeah. And I'm playing at a game speed of -5. Just 2 to 3 sentinels the enemy build had me struggling like crazy. And it may not be over yet. There may still be danger here because there are still sentinels and my commander's HP is not that high. Oh wow, okay, I might still lose my commander if I'm not careful. Run. Come back to the repair station. So I managed to firstly push back on this area, which you might be able to see from the fast forwarded video, and then establish some form of defenses here and secure a repair station here, and then use my commander in the cloaked state to enter right deep into the enemy lines, and then use D-gun to destroy as many sentinels as possible within the shortest amount of time. So now that I managed to push back, I think it's finally time to end this mission and win the game. Well, this delay and all this nonsense was absolutely my fault. In the early game, I should have done something to stop the expansion of the enemy. Instead of letting it, establish a foothold here or around this region with the number of sentinels they had. And one thing I find is that this solar collector that the enemy has seems to be bugged, in the sense that it's having infinite health or infinite defense or whatever. It doesn't seem to decrease in HP, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen. The health of the solar collector remains the same. So any sentinels hidden behind this solar collector will be able to be well defended and properly repaired. So now I think it's kind of safe. I can actually speed up the game a little bit. It's near the end. Let me just save the game again. As you can see here, I told my commander to go straight, and it just walks into obstacles after obstacles after obstacles. It doesn't change direction unless it encounters certain obstacles, such as this one, and this one. So it changes direction and it hits this one, So that was one of the problems. Okay, with it cloaked, I can come right deep inside and start attacking these. I have enough energy to use the gun multiple times. Alright, so I'm not able to build anything, so save the game again. And then self-destruct a few of these units here, maybe, so that I can build a radar tower to just check that all the enemies are destroyed. So that's the only one left. Now the next thing I need to do is to bring my commander here to the solar collector and then save before I use the disintegrator gun on this solar collector to see if it's actually that invincible. Even the solar collector, even a D-gun cannot destroy it. To win the game, I also have to capture the galactic gate, which might be impossible given the lack of population space, because at maximum population I'm not able to capture buildings if I'm remembering it correctly. So let's just make a save of the game first. Over here, speed up the game, save the game, and then SD gun. Yes, I can destroy it, but I couldn't attack it, so let's reload the game. Simply attack it. No damage. But D-gun can destroy it. So it was totally bugged out. So now let's see if I can actually capture this one. Oh, this will take about a minute or so to capture. A minute in-game time. So I'm just worried that with this population limit I'm not able to capture this building. Well, it's been a very long time. 4 hours of gameplay. And yes, I cannot capture. Let's just self-destruct some of these units. I think it should be good enough. And then quickly capture these before the unit number goes back up to 200. If there's no self-destruct, it would have been even worse. Now let's end this game. It's been too long, far too long. Alright, that's all. Finally, this score screen, or this end screen, and I can't imagine what the score screen will be like. Let's take a look. They killed double what I killed. A wave of units just to do maybe half the damage on the Sentinel. The only reason why I could have eventually won the game was that I did some kind of broken way of playing the game, whereby the units are all prioritizing on my commander, the enemy units, and they will not move away. They'll just keep firing at my commander. But since none of those units can climb up to the high ground, they just cluster around there and attack my commander. But since buildings are also considered as units and there's only a maximum of 200 units in terms of population, there will come a time where the enemies cannot build any more sentinels. That's where I can slowly chip away at their defenses, because they've got all the units stuck, all the construction units also stuck in a low ground. So any bit of damage is damage on the high ground. As long as I can get rid of their construction vehicles, that will mean progress. So yeah, I don't think I even want to evaluate these scores on the score screen. But that brings me to another point. On normal difficulty, I only encountered a problem on the final level, which is level 25 or mission 25 of the core campaign. Mission 4 had never given me so much problems. Even with how I had played it, how I had been slow in the early game and everything, I don't recall this mission being so difficult. So I'm just wondering if every mission from here on devolves into, a war of attrition. And if that's the case, I may just try to reduce the difficulty of the game to medium, in order to not drag the game on and just have units being spammed on the map and you watching the video in a fast forwarded mode. I'll just experiment one more time on mission 5, and if that's still the case, then maybe I'll just reduce the difficulty back to medium from mission 6 onwards. Well, that was mission 4, and indeed, enough is enough. We managed to win without restarting the game entirely. That's all I have for now. Have a nice day.